Tonight at Hampden Park, we're not looking for saves, but goals, as Scotland aim to build a big lead in their World Cup playoff with Australia. A big Scotland lead in the first leg of their playoff against an Australian side unbeaten in 6 World Cup games so far, having conceded just 2 goals. Our commentator is Archie McPherson.
And the first huge roar of the evening as the Scottish team breaks away towards the Mount Florida end at Hampden Park. And there is the Scottish team. Slight raising of eyebrows with the dropping of Richard Goff there, but of course Steve Nicol and Malpass are experienced campaigners, not only at international level, but for their clubs in Europe, as well as, of course, Steve Nicol having played extensively around the world for Liverpool. The Australian team, and it has been mentioned previously, one of the most important factors of this team is that they've played together for so long, 3 years. And there's been 35 games under the managership of the Australian manager, who is one of the great characters in this game, Frank Harrop. Watch the Scots in it, Watson, Mitchell and Murphy. There isn't much of a wind tonight, by the way, so I don't think there's any particular advantage. Referee is from Czechoslovakia, Wojciech Krzysztof, very experienced referee. Beside, just in front of him there, Frank McAvenny. Reputation for being very firm and without anticipating too much. The Australians have come here with a reputation for being very physical. But we shall find out in the next 90 minutes. And that press box there is crammed with pressmen from all over the world and a big contingent from Australia. They are watching this game live in the early hours of the morning, and off Scotland go at the beginning of this very significant match. Strachan, McAvenny, and there is the first free kick, literally after 9 seconds. Touch there by Malpass. Then he has had a very good game for Scotland against Wales in Cardiff. Well, I think we're trying to find Mitchell there. The Australians trying to break very quickly there through Joe Watson, the Scot. Easily picked up. Ladies tackled there by Mitchell. Swept away there by Yankos. Beautiful tackle by Sinis. Now Gordon Strachan line wide on the right. Douglas. Slight hesitation. Wants it back. Almost gets it. The Australians tend to be very defensive, of course. Andy Roxburgh's observation of them was that they played virtually with 5 men at the back and a sweeper in behind them, when the apparently was very often indeed. Very deep down there by Nicol. Kenny Dalglish in position for it, looks to hold it back. Yes, there's a free kick again, and it was very tight in Kenny Dalglish. It's almost as if he didn't tackle him, Billy, there. He gripped him.
Well, I think we've seen the Australian attitude right at the start, actually. They're going to get stuck in. They're going to try and upset our players. And obviously, this is a stage where we've got to keep our composure.
Free kick by Sinis. That's a touch forward, and Willie Miller had come up. Willie Miller, who will occasionally come forward like that. Barely 5 minutes gone, and as Billy said, we've seen a pattern of not just defensive organisation, but attitude by the Australians, which may be a major characteristic in this game. Great header by McLeish. Strachan, bad mistake. Mitchell. who once scored against Alec McLeish for Rangers. Oh, the last pass didn't matter all that much. Here's Sinas. Aiken. McAvenny. McLeish. Oh! Dear. That's ridiculous. Number 5, David Ratcliffe, English-born, crooked, and quite likely. Now, David Ratcliffe is an Englishman, and apparently he played very well against Trevor Francis. I wonder if he played like that, Billy.
Well, I think he's carrying out instructions. He's going to go and rattle, trying to upset Kenny. Certainly a very, very severe tackle, but we've got to credit the referee with taking firm action immediately. I think he's recognised the fact, actually, that if he lets the Sailors away with too much early in the game, there's going to be all sorts of problems.
Very fine praise for the referee at this early stage of the match. Nickel. McAvenny. Fights hard for it. Not a bad ball. Feels for a penalty. It's a goal kick. Loud shout for a penalty kick there. As Scotland mounted, I think, the really first serious challenge in that goal. Now, it was McAvenny's persistence that played off here. No, I think he stretched out, Billy. Probably not the penalty.
I think it's one of these decisions, actually, we'd always be looking for one. I think more importantly, Willie Miller missed a very good chance to put us ahead early in the game.
Strachan easily beaten there by the fullback. Good tackle by Aiken. McAvenny. Away he goes. Sinas. Strachan. How can he take his player off? Almost. Good auxiliary defence there by Pino coming in. They packed the area very well indeed, but the first little flicker of the little man's genius there. Almost wrong-footed, 3 of them in a very tight space. Cooper with a corner. Nobody there in the middle for Scotland. Here's Strachan. Cooper. Sinas with the shot. Brilliantly controlled. He really drilled that in beautifully. Excellent balance, not the easiest ball to take. Neatly passed to the side and fired in. Brought down there by Murphy, useful player. That's how useful he is. And that's the first real shot at goal, and that was a very good move there by Murphy. Ex-Dundee United, by the way. He was freed by Jim McLean. There he is running through, Billy.
Actually, once or twice they've started some moves, and Davy Mitchell in particular has been a bit prompt up front.
McAvenny, delicate header. Here's Strachan to Dalglish. Well tackled that time, Yankos. Ooh, dangerous one by the goalkeeper. Here's Aiken. With his side really in trouble. Feels there for hands. Referee just waves it away. McAvenny hassling. Rather easily beaten eventually by Davidson. There's Miller. Strachan. Well, it's not a bad ball. Brilliantly cleared again by Yankos. I mean, he's always seems to be there. Willie Miller going on the left. the pass not strong enough. Well, look at that run again. Dreadful ball though. McLeish to Strachan. Douglas. Oh no. I think he had the heels clipped. Mark Hugh McAvenny was making a brilliant run down the middle. Here's Nicol. Strachan. Oh, just past. Roy Aiken, a great effort. Very well connected. Good run in then, but the very presence of the Australians putting them off again. Strachan simply put it down for Mitchell. Douglas. Strachan. 5 minutes to half time, still no scoring, and there's another dreadful foul. Oh. Referee may play on. He still can't get it over. They're not giving Scotland any second chances in any situation. Cooper, a little over anxious. Cooper, here's a chance, can't put it away. Motfin then again. Goal kick. And they are finding it really very difficult to break this defence now.
Well, they're now growing in confidence, Archie. You know, as I say, they're not the most elegant players, but they're working very hard. Now, unfortunately for this, 2 good chances have broken inside the box, and they've both broken to Willie Miller.
Douglas. Aiken, still crowded there. Cooper. Sinis. Here's Nicol. Steve Nicol. Great run by Nicol, and he gets another corner. Well, all that play, half the length of the field, but really no penetration in the penalty area. Cannot break this down. It's a constant rubbing against this defence. They'll at least detect this now. Little realising that time is running away in this first half. That's a touch back, and it's another Australian head that gets there. Corner this time. There goes the half-time whistle, and there's little doubt that these Australians go off tonight very proud of themselves, having gone 45 minutes and not just played a game of football, but delivered a resounding lesson, not just to the Scottish players, but to the Scottish supporters in the terracings, that they are far from pushovers, and indeed an extremely well-organised team in defence, but a courageous team playing out of the skins for the country, and Scotland know it is going to be extremely difficult for them. No substitutions that we've noted, and so the Australians prepare to kick off, and I would imagine that they will fight as hard in the second half as they did in the first. There's the edginess of the Australians rearing to get going. Frank McAvenny was in the background, and Davy Cooper puts that down. What a slack ball forward by Malthus, but he picks it up. And no run forward, but a very late tackle indeed. Oh dear, dear, that was really what the booking. It was Aiken who got it. I think he must have been picked off. I think he must have been targeted. That was Ken Murphy, the Scot. So free kick to Scotland. Irish Australian team in there. Oh, just off the line. McAvenny's up. Totally missed. Strachan, no strength in that whatsoever.
It's essential now we keep our composure, we keep playing, we keep our discipline, we try and stretch them, we don't get involved in any physical contact with them at all.
Well, that was Frank Orrick. And he was looking very contented, I must say. Aiken. Well, that was worthy of a booking. However, the play goes on. They're fighting very hard, the Australians. Sometimes literally. This is Nicol. And again, swept away. They have everybody in that penalty area bar David Mitchell. Brushed aside. Should be picked up by Malthus, and he's got to play it simple and straight. McAvenny. Yes, that will be a free kick again for Scotland. He was very subtly fouled as he tried to go through there. Nice razor-sharp move there by McAvenny. Look at that, that was deliberate. Now this is a very interesting position. Scotland have got some excellent free kickers in this team. Referee trying to get the line back. There it is, Davy Triple, 1-0. A brilliant free kick. Hamden erupts. The break has come. That is a roar not of ecstasy, but mixed with relief as well. I doubt very much if he could get a better free kick than that. Billy.
Archie, magnificent free kick. To be honest, it's justified because the foul on Frank McAvenny just immediately before it justified something to penalise the Australians very, very hard. And what a magnificent free kick from Davy Cooper to do that.
Well, I've been admiring the Australians quite clearly for their attitude and their spirit, but at the end of the day, it's always got to be football first, hasn't it? And in that respect, any objective watcher of this game would have to be on Scotland's side. They are trying to play football. Well, it was just under 12 minutes gone there, Billy. There's Alec Ferguson. You'll be much more relieved now. And I think this is maybe, you know, one of these moments in a game which is totally transformed as a result of a piece of brilliance.
Well, I think we needed inspiration, Archie, and we certainly got it in that free kick. Let's hope that we can take it from there in a play and maybe start to put one or two past them. It's been an interesting test of character for the Australians as well. They've fought for so long, things have gone their way, now they've got to do something else about getting something back.
That's Murphy. Watson. Well, Sinners really show them how to play under pressure, elegantly caressing that ball across the field there to Nicol. Strachan. Here's Valkos. Beautiful reverse pass. Douglas. He'll try the shot. That was brilliant play. That was more like Kenny. Now, at his best like that, even though it's a very tight defence, he can wrong foot people well, and he does put a lot of curl in the ball. There's a touchdown, McAvenny. He's done it. It's there, the second one. Brilliantly. Oh, yes. Well, people in West Ham, you've been watching that all season. You're getting the first look of them on television. Scoring a goal like that. What about it? Scotland are now 2 up. 14 minutes of that second half gone. And look at McAvenny. Class. Perfectly cool, incisive. The Australians now looking slightly bedraggled. Billy.
Archie, we look for inspiration, we asked for it, we got it there. What a magnificent piece of finish by Frank McAvenny. Lovely touch on from Kenny, lovely composure from Frank, and there it is 2-0. Looking an awful lot more comfortable now.
There goes McAvenny, he won't get that. And I must say, Billy, when he played up here for St Mirren, I didn't see the likenesses to Dennis Law, but there's just a sudden likeness to Law there, isn't there?
Well, I think the finish was a la Dennis Law, to be honest with you, Archie. It's lovely to see a striker do that in his first international. He looked confident at the start. He's now got a little bit of produce at the end of it. What a lovely finish.
Here's Douglas. Here's Cooper. Beautifully back, Malthus. Aiken, no strength in it. Must be no. Just off the line. The goalkeeper quite unnerved there. Strachan. Referee waves play on. That's a corner kick. Now, if Scotland could hit this defence again, Billy, I think they could crumble a little.
Well, the thing is, Archie, at the moment we're looking very, very comfortable for the tie, and we're playing well now. The confidence is growing, all the anxiety has disappeared, and we'll look as though we're capable of scoring at any time.
Beautifully tipped to the side. Willie Miller. Now, need to be raced likely. Well, we're having a substitution now. Here's Douglas. That's Paticus. About to come on, Paticus. Not quite sure who they'll take off. It's the little Scot, Joe Watson, whose granny is here to see him tonight, by the way. The O'Donnell family. Joe Watson actually played here at Hampden Park for Forfar against Queen's Park. This is his second game. Off he goes, and Paticus is on. Billy.
Yeah, this is a young midfield player that they've introduced through the youth ranks, Archie. Apparently he's got a lot of promise, and I suppose it'll be interesting to see how he adapts to this atmosphere now.
Nice deep touch there by McAvenny. Willie Miller. No, too fine. Well read there again by O'Connor. Atticus. Machiavelli. Nicol, plenty time to bring that down. Sonny Strachan is there. Rather loose ball by Nicol. Well, the Australians were groggy in Scotland. Certainly would had hit them very hard, but now they're beginning to gather the composure. Play a little bit again. Souness beautifully out. Strachan. Oh, Douglas did that superbly well. He has Cooper. And he has Malthus. There's Machiavelli always there, but hooked away there by O'Connor. Douglas. Oh. Wild tackle again. This time by Alan Davidson. Freed by Nottingham Forest. It's a free kick to Scotland. Close up there of the Australian defenders. Very tough defence indeed. It's Cooper. Souness is back. There's Douglas. Well, I thought Douglas was in an offside position myself. Referee allowed that to go. The linesman didn't put his flag up.
I think Kenny was temporarily resting there, actually, you know, just recovering his strength a bit after that last challenge.
"20 minutes of the game left. Machiavelli. Strachan. I don't think Steve Nicol knew quite what to do with that. He was very tight on the touchline. Nice touch there by David Cooper. Fed out there to Machiavelli. Gets another corner. As Billy Bingham was saying at half-time, this is something Scotland really ought to be effective with, Billy.
Yeah, well, there was good indication in the second half anyway, actually, that Kenny and Frank Machiavelli are going to form a useful partnership.
Souness. Douglas. Almost there. The goalkeeper didn't look too happy about that either. Referee letting play on. Feels by the Scottish players. But as Alec Ferguson, I think we're going to have a substitution. Looks like Graham Sharp to me. There's Graham Sharp. Limbering up. Seemed to challenge fairly enough for it. And off will come Kenny. One more cap for his 100th. On comes Graham Sharp. Kenny, as usual, has played his heart out for his country. There he is, Graham Sharp. Played for Scotland in Iceland and in Wales. Australia get a corner kick. First corner of the game for Australia. Now they have very big men in there. This will be taken by Ken Murphy. One of the big ones in. Well, they did get the head to it, but there was no balance eventually, and really no danger.
Interesting substitution, Archie, because obviously they're getting tired now. They've worked hard, and particularly at the back. We've now brought on a fresh centre forward. It'll be interesting to see what sort of partnership he can quickly strike up with Frank McAvenny.
Well, I don't know whether to blame Willie Miller or the very fact that Malthus looked so static to start off with. Perdikas. There's Miller. Oh, the Australians are controlling midfield at the moment. Cooper. Sharp can't get that. And the Australians at this stage of the game ought to have been under pressure, I would have thought, Billy.
Yeah, I think we'll analyse the game, actually. They've defended well, other than those 2 goals that we scored, and they were really magnificent goals. But to be honest, it's not been a sparkling performance with Scotland. It's been a workmanlike performance. It's been hard work all night, but we're stuck with it. At the moment, we've got the result we wanted.
Strachan. There's a header, just past. Graham Sharp. I think the deflection. Scotland get the corner, as I think, from this move there by Strachan. And we're getting, I think, a substitution. Yes, we are. Strachan coming off. About 6 minutes left, and Bett comes on. Nobody there for it. Down towards Souness. Picked up with this very useful player, Murphy. Keeps possession well, that's a useful ball, and back by McLeish. Scotland at the moment losing out in this area. They're keeping possession. And keeping it well. Here's McLeish. Cooper. Malthus. McAvenny gets a touch. Sharp. Cooper. There's Bett. McAvenny! Missing it out practically. Oh, dear, oh dear. His legs seem to turn to lead. Offside. That was a bad miss, Billy.
Well, that was the one we wanted, actually. That would have killed the tie forever for me. I still think at 2-0 it's enough to see us through. But having said that, that third one would have killed the tie entirely.
Well, there he is. Just came up in a rather awkward fashion for it. Always looks easy from here. And they look now as if they're extremely relieved it's 2-0. When at one stage it might have been much worse. And that is the end of the game. Well, the game would run a whimper to a close. Hardly heard the whistle, took the players by surprise. But that was the final score you saw there. And Frank McAvenny's goal gives Scotland a considerable chance of getting to Mexico, but still not as clean as they would like.
Alec, you must have suffered a lot of frustration watching the incessant pressure without the goals coming.
Well, it's right. I kept thinking about Northern Ireland and at Wembley the other week there, and just packed the box, and well, it was just, you need to work in these circumstances. We didn't get it in the first half. What we tried to achieve in the second half is to get more spread in our play, more longer passes, and make them chase a bit more.
I don't think I'm exaggerating to say it was a demonstration tonight of skill against brute force.
Well, I mean, they played to their strengths and we tried to play to our strengths. It makes it difficult for them now that they have to now change those tactics if they want to get to Mexico.
Can they though? I'm told there is still an extremely defensive team.
Well, they shall need to if they want to get to Mexico, simply that.
Frank, when you walked off the pitch at the end, you seemed to me to be extremely composed. I know you're two goals behind, but I got the impression that that might not disappoint you too much.
Not really, because if we will have a similar Christmas present from people in red, probably they will be in a different colour. We will do the same to Scotland, what they've done to us. But let's talk seriously. The Scottish team was at least 2 goals better than we've been. We didn't play well. It was a little bit of nervousness. I think that the atmosphere was absolutely different what we've been experiencing in the last 2-3 months. So it was beautiful to watch the game and beautiful to be part, but the result is not good enough.
There was more than the odd hint in the game that they were pretty tough. They liked to rough you about a bit. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, well, they're all big lads. We knew it was going to get a bit physical, but it wasn't as bad as we expected it to be.
How did you feel when you got that opportunity to score that goal? Because it wasn't an easy chance at all. It was an immaculate finish. What flashed through the mind?
Yeah, well, it was just, I just remember Kenny going for the ball, and I saw he was getting it, and I just made my run in behind the defence, and he put the ball right through at me. And it was just one-on-one with the keeper.
Now, you had an excellent game. You were aggressive right from the start. So do forgive me for bringing up that one just right towards you, and that happens to the best of players.
Yeah, I think somebody put 2 6-inch nails in my foot. You know, I couldn't move. I don't know what happened. The ball, when Sharpie hit a shot, hit a great shot. The keeper saved it, and I knew he wasn't holding it. The ball sort of spun off the ground and sort of caught in between my knees somewhere.
Are the players confident?
Yeah, very confident. We knew 2 goals would be enough. It'll be very hard over there, but I selected it'll be a good game.
Tough night in Glasgow.
Time we go to his home, his flat in Brentwood in Essex that he shares with his girlfriend Anita to sample the quiet life of this young Scot.
Yeah, well, I came down and nobody knew. I sort of crept into London sort of thing. Nobody knew who I was, and I think that made it a bit more easier for me. Took a bit of pressure off me. And then when I started scoring goals, everybody was saying, who is he, you know, so I'm enjoying it.
Now, you had a bit of a reputation up in Scotland for enjoying a night out. How did that come about?
I mean, I was in the manager's office every week. Somebody was phoning in saying I was here, I was there. I mean, you got a phone call that was out one Friday night at a certain disco. I mean, I was staying with my mother's, you know, so some people or person, whoever it was, sort of stirred a few stories out about us, which I've never found out who it was, but I'd like to, you know.
Tell us about the friendship with George Best.
Yeah, I know George quite well. He's gave me a lot of advice. And I think if I've got the same business manager, and I think if they found me out taking too much drink or that, I think it'd break my legs, you know, but George is a good lad.
But you're a young man, you've got an attractive girlfriend. Surely the places like Stringfellows or what have you must attract you a little bit.
No, I'm down here. It's a job, and I'm down here and I tend to do it well. And if it means giving up going to discos in London, things like that, then I'll do it.
Do you think there'll be a stage when you might be able to relax and do more of that?
Yeah, a close season.
Here's Scanlon, very neat turn. And a header from Frank McAvenny.
Well, goals like these with St Mirren in the Scottish Premier Division earned Frank his goal-scoring reputation. It was only 4 years ago, though, that he was out of football, working his way through a string of jobs.
From everything from van boy to I was a mechanic, I was a painter and decorator. I mean, I've done everything.
You didn't last very long in any of them, by the sound of things.
No, I did not. It ranged from about 20 minutes to a couple of months, you know. I get barred off unemployment more times for starting work than quitting, you know. But football was the fullest thing for my mind. I just didn't think I was good enough.
How did you think you were going to end up then?
I thought I was just going to end up like one of the millions that's unemployed sort of thing. I thought it was in a dead end.
Did you have a schoolboy dream of perhaps playing in English
Yeah,
football?
obviously I had a dream. I mean, everybody dreams of playing at Hampden and Wembley and things like that, but it was never, I never thought it'd become a reality. And last week when I stepped out Hampden, it was sort of a dream coming true, you know.
And people were comparing you with Dennis Law afterwards, that was something quite nice for you.
Yeah, well, what can you say about Dennis? You know, tremendous goal scorer, wasn't he? In fact, people compare me with that, and it's a great compliment to me.
You say you don't set targets for yourself, Frank, but somewhere in your mind you might have an idea of where you're going to be in perhaps a year or so's time?
No, everything's going so well for me at the moment that I say I'm really enjoying it. And I'm not setting myself any targets. Just if it keeps going the way it's going, I'll be happy.
Our reporter there, Mark.
Ham's Frank McAvenny. It follows 2 goals in 2 games. His first after coming on as sub at Oldham last Saturday. His latest in the Zenith victory over Cambridge.
Upton Park was getting ready for the big Mac attack. For striker Frank McAvenny, his first full match in 6 months, since April Fool's Day in fact. And West Ham boss Billy Bonds had told him, do your talking on the pitch. But it was Cambridge United who were first to threaten, Ludziek Miklosko with a poor clearance, and Dion Dublin just wide with this effort. Stung into action, West Ham hit back in style, a wonder goal from George Paris. And 1-0 is how it stayed until half-time. 5 minutes after the break, Lee Philpott's corner, Dublin's flick on for Gary Rowett. And a goal for the 17-year-old to hold Cambridge level. McAvenny's first whiff of the chance, quick thinking like Dublin, but this also failed to pay off. Then Mike Small wriggled through, but McAvenny's turn and snapshot was superbly saved. And it was looking like a frustrating evening for the Scotsman. McAvenny down, but definitely not out. Now 2 against 1 never is fair, and Tim Breaker found that out the hard way. But straight from Ian Bishop's free kick, West Ham scored. Small to McAvenny, and that's what the Scotsman does best. 2 goals in 2 games since his return, and when Chris Hughton joined the attack, McAvenny almost scored again with a diving header. But in the scramble, more miracles from keeper John Sheffield. At the other end, another marvellous save, Dublin foiled by Miklosko. Just before full time, some more wizardry from Paris, and what a goal this might have been. So 2-1 it stayed, but would the outspoken match winner now earn a regular run in the side?
Yeah, well, that's the best sort of talking Frank can do, you know. keep putting the ball in the back of the net. Smalley's set him up for one. I think, you know, one of his easier ones, but, you know, it's 2 and 2, so I'm delighted.
I don't think I've got a point to prove to the supporters anyway. Probably got one to prove to the management here. I don't know what I've done, but he's put me back in, and hopefully I can stay in now.
Does he have a point to prove, do you think, here at Upton Park?
With the crowd or with me? Or
with you?
No, not at all. No, none at all. I know what Frank can do. He's just got to keep doing it.
Well, it seems that he really is doing his talking on the pitch, Frank McAvenny.
Yeah, it's good to see him back. I mean, he's been out of the team, well, obviously at the start with a bad injury, and then for one reason or another he's been in the reserves for quite some time. But Frank McAvenny, at whatever club he's been with, has scored a lot of goals, and he looks as if he might start to form a dangerous partnership with Big Small.
It'd be good to see as a West Ham fan. I don't know if you spotted that. But were you surprised that when he had the choice of going to Arsenal, who were then going to be champions, or back to West Ham, that he chose West Ham?
Well, a career move, you'd have thought Emdy would have chose Arsenal at the time, but of course Frank McAvenny's been at Upton Park before, and it's got a tremendous pull, that club, for ex-players. You know, they seem to have a tremendous affection for the club, ex-West Ham players, and I think that's what swayed Frank in the end.
Well, you're saying all the right things there, Gordon. Thanks very much. A short break coming up, and then even more goals.